You are now tuned in to the Bulldog Sports Show.
Hi there, and welcome to the Bulldog Sports Show, brought to you by Salamander Sports Grill. I'm Kim Weems.
And I'm comedian Jay Ford. We have a great show for in store for you tonight. We are talking about the Bucks, the Jags, the Dolphins, college football with the UCF Knights, Florida Gators, and if you saw the fight with Mayweather. Kim?
We also have two hot topics, which are, did the New Jersey prosecutor give Ray Rice preferential treatment? And two, should Adrian Peterson be prosecuted for beating his son with a switch?
So yes, we're talking about a lot today. Let's get right into it with all things NFL. Coach Black. Coach, can you tell me a little bit about your career?
Well, tell you a little bit about myself. I've been playing amateur football for a lot of years. Right out of high school, I also played in the military. Then decided to start my own team. So I coach a team now called the Seminole Mamas. We play in the United Federation Football of America League. It's a highly competitive league, and it's our first year, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. We worked together a little bit last year doing a little bit of documentary, so we have a little bit of history. And I've seen you coach, and you're one heck of a coach, drill sergeant style. We were filming, he scared me. But so let me ask you, what are some of your thoughts about, let's start from the top of the panhandle with the Jaguars. What do you feel about the Jaguars in this upcoming week?
Well, I mean, when you look at last week and the way that the Jags played, I mean, when you look at Chad Henne, I mean, he had 193 yards, but he was sacked 10 times. Anytime you have an offensive line where you can't contain the defense and you're sacked 10 times, that makes for a tough game. When you look at their receiving, I mean, you only had 75 yards for Allen Robinson. Mercedes Lewis got 71, but one of those was off a fluke, uncovered play, and he got most of the yards there. Also, I mean, with RG going down in the first quarter and Deshaun Jackson also getting hurt, you would have thought the Jacksonville Jaguars would have had enough of a leg on those, you know, to be able to make that win. But Kirk Cousins kind of come in. He was 22 of 33 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it looked like Kirk Cousins has a hold on this Washington's offense, and with that defense, they're just tough to beat.
Okay. And let me ask you, how do you feel about the Bucks? Going right into it.
Well, the Bucks didn't start to seem to play until late. They lost to the St. Louis Rams 19-17.
Yeah, that was
the Rams made a late field goal to take the lead, and with 38 seconds left, the Bucks was on a drive when Mike Evans caught a pass around the 30-yard line. But he got hurt on that play, and by the time the referees were able to stop the clock, there were 8 seconds left in the game. And by the new rule, if a player goes down hurt, they have a 10-second runoff, and with that 10-second runoff, it didn't give the Bucks a chance to do anything else.
Well, that 10-second runoff, do you feel like that's like a rip-off for them? Or?
Well, I mean, it kind of stops guys from playing hurt to stop the clock, which is what you've seen a lot of sometimes in the NFL. Guys will be hurt so that they can get that extra time in there. So I kind of agree with the rule. It kind of makes everything keeps going, and it keeps the game flowing pretty well.
Okay, all right.
How about the Dolphins, Coach?
Well, with the Dolphins, they didn't play as bad as they started out. I mean, the thing about the Dolphins was Tannehill, he was 31 of 49 for 241 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Lamar Miller, their running game never really kind of quite got off. And I don't understand why they didn't run it more, because on 11 carries of 46 yards, he was averaging a little over 4 yards a carry. So I would have ran the ball more to try to control the clock. Buffalo, E.J. Manuel didn't turn the ball over. C.J. Miller was a beast. I mean, just a beast. The 2 kickoff returns he had, the one for the 102 yards on the kick return, that was just monstrous. It really hurt the Dolphins if anything as far as coming back. And then your rookie, Sammy Watkins, 8 receptions, 117 yards, and 1 touchdown. I mean, it's hard to beat a team that performs like that.
Right.
Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back to talk about college football.
Thank you.
You are tuned in to the Bulldogs Sports Show, brought to you by Salamander Sports Grill. Join us every Monday night from 6:30 through 8 p.m. for our live recording.
ladies and gentlemen. It's time to talk about college football. Before we get into that, though, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Salamander Sports Grill. And daily they have happy hour from 4 to 7. And at happy hour, you're going to get $1 off of beer and sangria or $2 off of wine. Your servers are Ashley, Elspeth, and Wing. And now joining us for college football is going to be Derrick Riviere.
All right, how y'all doing?
Cool. Glad to have you here, man.
I'm happy to be here. So let's get right to it. You know, college football. UCF Knights played Missouri on Saturday. It was a tough game. They lost 38-10, but I think one of the reasons they did lose is because of poor defense. If they fix that, I think they'll be more competitive.
Elaborate for a novice. Yeah, we're watching the Bucks games.
Well, I don't know how you would do that. The Bucks game was on Sunday. UCF played on Saturday.
Hey, don't question my DVR.
Justin Holman, he was the quarterback for UCF. He was 22 out of 36 for 209 yards. And he threw 1 touchdown, but what hurt him was the 2 interceptions that he threw. So turnovers in a game will always kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Well, let's hope the Knights get it together. How about the Gators there?
Florida Gators, that was an exciting game. I actually watched the majority of that game. The first half was...
You watch all the games. I don't know why you're that.
The first half was more of a defensive game. The halftime score actually was 3-3.
Okay.
Right? So that tells me the first half was straight defense, But second half, both teams came out like they wanted to win. Their quarterback, Jeff Driscoll, he was 25 out of 43 for 295 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Matt Jones rushed for 156 yards, and he had 29 carries in that game. For Missouri, their quarterback, Matty Mark, he was 14 out of 24 for 144 yards, but he ended up playing 4. He ended up throwing 4 touchdowns. And I know your question, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I actually feel bad that I missed the game, man.
Oh man! And for Missouri, they also Marcus Murray. He rushed for 94 yards on 15 carries. But like I said, it was a defensive game. That game actually went into triple overtime. And so
Yeah, I actually wish I saw that one. All right. Well, maybe I'll start, setting the DVR to record a little bit more college games coming up here.
You should do that, man.
And you're making me.
Just have Derrick for anyway.
Right? That's why you're here. All right.
Yeah, so we come down to the Miami Hurricanes, and I don't know how many Hurricane fans are here in the Orlando area, but, they had an easy game.
Or Winter Springs.
Who?
Or Winter Springs area.
Yeah, the Winter Springs area. They actually played Arkansas State, and they won that game 41-20. Their quarterback, Brad Kaya, he was 16 out of 24 for 342 yards, actually throwing 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. And their quarterback, Duke Johnson, he actually rushed for 90 yards on 14 carries. And Philip Dorsett, who's one of their top receivers, had 4 receptions for 201 yards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I forgot I didn't have my mic to my face. I thought that wasn't me recording.
And if people in the area don't know, there's also a local team here. It's called Stetson University. They play in DeLand, Florida. They lost this week to Mercer 49-0. But this is I think this is their second year back playing college football. So it's going to take time to
rebuilding and stuff.
Yeah, right. So that's basically it, man, in the world of college football for this week.
Well, thank you, Derrick. When we return, we'll be joined by Mr. Randy Newell, an MMA fighter here in the Orlando area.
Randy.
There you go. Thanks, folks.
No problem.
You are tuned in to the Bulldogs Sports Show, brought to you by Salamander Sports Grill. Join us every Monday night from 6:30 through 8 p.m. for our live recording.
we're going to be joined by MMA fighter Randy Newell. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that today and every Monday here at Salamanders is all-you-can-eat wings from 5 to 9. And tomorrow on Tuesday, you're going to have buy one burger and get one free all day long. So you guys come on out, check it out.
I'm here. You guys don't mess up now.
So without further ado, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying I can buy 4 burgers and I can get 4 burgers free.
Can you eat 4 burgers?
With a guy my size, that's about a week worth of food right there.
Well, you know when you have a cooler and then you've already gone over the cooler in the club, so you can just put that away for later.
That's how we do.
Well, without further ado, here we go with MMA fighter Randy Newell. Thanks for being here, Randy.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm going to talk to Randy now? Randy scares me sometimes. I'm going to let you know right now, that is not a make-believe belt. Okay? He actually won that from beating a lot of people a lot bigger than me up. So Randy.
It'll fool me that you're afraid of me. You know how we met?
Oh, we don't want to talk about that.
I still want to know about that.
Oh, man. Oh, okay.
Oh, come on, spill it.
All right, so when we first started getting this show prepared, remember, I do comedy, and a lot of times I don't think before I talk.
Put your foot in your mouth.
Or text.
A lot of times.
And what had happened was, right, Derrick, our producer, our director, the annoying guy with the football stats, that guy sent out one of these messages that go to everybody, and I didn't know this. So he was putting on the names that were going to be on the show, and I had said something like, adultly, like, forget that guy, but not with forget, with a different word. And I got back, well, what'd you type in? He goes,
that's exactly how the text went. It was a stutter.
He goes, so it said, forget Randy, and I didn't know Randy was an MMA fighter at the time, or that he was going to be reading these messages as I was typing them. So I got back, who is this? I'm like, who is this? He goes, Randy. I go, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And yeah, so he'd go, why are you texting me? I'm like,
You suddenly got.
Actually, I passed the buck straight to Derrick. I was like, well, Derrick had sent out a group message. What had happened was, right, see, because I had no knowing that you were going to read this, or that you were going to vote.
I think you
I
did.
didn't know.
Oh, you
I joke. That's what I do. I joke. I look, seriously, there isn't much in this world that I can do but joke.
That's not a serious face, though. How am I supposed to take that face serious?
You didn't know from the text message what my face looked like.
Well, I feel much safer next to me with this.
Oh no, we good now. We good now. Yeah, we good now. I went and saw him. I went and actually saw one of Randy's fights, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that was bad. That boy got hurt. That boy got hurt in the octagon. Randy jumped off soon as the bell rang, and boom! It was like a flash of lightning. And the guy was bad. I mean, like, he looked like he could fight. Like, the other guy looked like he could beat me up, too. So, I mean, I was like, I'm not fighting either one of them.
It was fun stuff.
Some people are more of a talker, as you can see. Some people are more of a fighter, as the belt will show you. So, all right, let's get back to business. Sorry about that.
So, Randy, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've done in MMA so far.
Originally from Lake Providence, Louisiana, 318. We are definitely in the building. First, I want to say...
Randy, you got to put the mic close to your mouth there, guys.
I don't like mics to my mouth like that. I fight. I get it. I close my mouth, I tend to bleed.
I get it.
Anyway, this guy. Anyway, I'm originally from Lake Providence, Louisiana. I started, training mixed martial arts probably about 8-9 years ago out in Vegas with West Coast Martial Arts. Ronny Jr., thank you so much for getting me started. I funded the training out here in Orlando with American Combat Club, Mr. Mike Bell, a great camp over there. I did some training where I'm still at right now with the Jeet Kune Do Institution. Head instructor Sifu Tim Mata, Sifu Ronny Vega. I got an amazing team over there, an amazing camp. Ronny, you actually see him on the show a little later from now.
Yep, Ronny's a good friend.
Oh yeah.
He looks like Superman, don't he? I keep telling you, he looks like a Puerto Rican Superman or something.
Oh, he hits harder than Superman.
Oh, I don't want to see that. I actually did an independent film with the guy, guy.
Yeah.
And like when they started doing all the kicks and flips and jumps and stuff like that, I stand off in the corner. Like if you ever seen the movie, you'll see that I'm always standing there looking really bad and really cool.
Always in the corner.
I always stand there looking really bad and really cool. But when the action broke out, straight up, I was off on the sideline.
That's further into the corner.
No, you know what, man? I'm too fragile. Look at this face, man. This is a gentle face. It's gentle.
That's what they said about me at first. But,
all right. We look like we're producer over there.
Anywho, hey, tell them don't yell too loud.
Yeah, right? Watch who you rushing, all right?
You know,
Coach Black will let you rush him, okay?
We don't rush over here.
Yeah, and I'm in between, so keep it nice between the two of you, because I feel like
We're
I'm
great.
You know,
You kidding me? That's my brother from another mother. Just
Can't you see the resemblance?
God.
Totally. So, what are your goals for the future?
Goals for the future, take this as far as I can, you know. I want to eat off this one day.
Right.
And I'm not just saying eat, I mean I want to eat off this one day, you know, so.
That brings up a question. Do you eat off the belt?
Sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because like I would actually rent your belt for a weekend and just like show it out. Like I'd go everywhere. I'd go to Tampa. I'd walk around with it. I would in the shower. I'm not even kidding. I would selfie the hell out that belt with you. Okay? I don't even do selfies. Dude. I would selfie that belt. I'd selfie your belt.
I'm gonna take you up on that advice.
All right.
So, anything else going on in the MMA world you'd like to talk about?
Yes, actually, Breakthrough MMA, which is the event where I started fighting, you know, my amateur fights and take my first amateur fight. We have a big, they say a big event coming up mid-November, and it's supposed to be here in Orlando for the first time. This will be my first time fighting in front of one of these big crowds out here in Orlando. And
How big we talking?
I'm talking big.
We're talking big.
We're going out with a boom this year.
Okay.
And don't know who they're matching me up against, but I'm not gonna guarantee, but I'm gonna guarantee.
Yeah, is it gonna be bigger than the one I went to in the Volusia Fairgrounds?
It sure is.
Yeah? That was pretty big. That was
I dominated on the ground in that fight. I'm trying to get me a KO or a TKO.
Right.
I mean about bigs.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get you. Okay. He's gonna hurt somebody. Basically, he wants to hurt somebody. That's one of the jobs in the world where you get to beat somebody up.
If not, they're gonna hurt me.
No aggression issues or anything. No anger management. This is your anger management.
And that's it right there.
He's actually, you know, that's hanging out with most of the MMA fighters and talking to them. They're actually really nice, sweet guys.
They just seem so nice. That's how
Because
they
we
get you.
fight constantly, all day, every day. There's no need to
There's
fight.
nothing left.
Nothing left to
There's
fight
nothing left
about.
but niceness.
That's all we have up in us.
It's pretty awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Randy. We'll be right back.
All right, cool.
You are tuned in to the Bulldogs Sports Show, brought to you by Salamander Sports Grill. Join us every Monday night from 6:30 through 8 p.m. for our live recording.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into some boxing here in a minute, but first I'd like to remind you that every Wednesday here at Salamanders, there's team trivia at 7 p.m., play free and win prizes, and on Thursdays there's live music from 7 to 9. So, with that being said, how many people love boxing?
Oh, I love boxing.
I do too, and here to talk
Boss
to
Man
us.
loves boxing.
Yeah?
Boss Man just raised it.
All right, Boss Man loves boxing. So, I love boxing too, and here to talk to us about the Mayweather-Maidana fight is Ronny Vega. Welcome, Ronny.
How you doing? So guys, thanks for having me here.
Well,
Thank you for being here.
well, we wanted you here. We needed actually someone that knows a little bit about boxing. I mean,
Well, let me introduce myself.
oh, please do.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'm a boxing trainer. I'm an MMA trainer. Been doing that for over 10 years. I'm also a martial arts defense instructor. I've been doing that since I was 5 years old. And
Hold on. You were instructing people in martial arts at 5?
yes, when I was 5 years old.
I was eating crayons at 5.
Did you like beat people up in school and decided to turn your life around and actually like
Oh, no comment. No comment. No comment.
I mean, yeah, seriously, at 5 years old, I don't know if I would have showed up at a dojo. I guess that's the right word, right? I would have showed up at a dojo, right? I'm paying for instructions, and all of a sudden this 5-year-old walks out the back, and he's like, "You're going to know as I say."
You should meet my son. He's 6.
Oh, I have met your son. He scared the heck out of me. He's quick. He's quick. Yeah, he's got Fist of Furies himself, huh?
You don't play around.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, he learns.
I met your uncle too, and your uncle, see, I'm gonna mess this up, and I'm gonna have some Bruce Lee guy write the show saying he hates me. You guys do Jeet Kune Do?
No, it's called Jeet Kune Do, and it's Bruce Lee's martial art.
See, that's why I said the Bruce Lee fans gonna write it and say they hate me. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I did regular Taekwondo, and we did J-Kims, and it was nothing like what you guys do. I swear to God, no offense to Jake. Now, J-Kims is going to write and you're going to hate me too. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I was just a bad student.
Don't talk bad about Taekwondo.
No,
I'm sure the Taekwondo will in this bar somewhere.
No, I can't fight. I'm just talking. Remember in the beginning we said...
Don't jump him in the alley afterwards.
No, do not jump me. All right, so let's get back into it. So, about boxing right now, what's going on in the world of boxing?
Oh, well, we had a rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Marcus Madonna 2 on Saturday. It was, September 13th. Big fight. It was, I guess you could call it a big fight. It was no different than the first one. The only thing I would say that's different was that Marcus Madonna in the 8th round decided to take a bite out of Mayweather's hand. So that's the only thing that was different. I mean, Madonna came in like he did the first fight. He tried to brawl against the greatest boxer of all time.
Wow.
Didn't change his fighting game or anything like that. And of course, if you didn't beat Mayweather the first time, you're not going to beat him the second time, especially if you don't come in with a different game plan. So Madonna came in with the same game plan, and of course it didn't work, and Mayweather walked out 47-0.
All right, let me play devil's advocate, because I always hear the same thing when it comes up to Mayweather. They're feeding him boxers. How do you feel as a boxing trainer? Do you feel like they feed him boxers? Do you feel like they're giving them the easy fights?
Well, they pick easy fights. I mean,
so it's not BS.
No, it's not BS. He picks the fighters. He's a businessman. You know, in boxing, you have a small, you have a small amount of time as far as age-wise.
Right.
Mayweather's 37 years old. He's making a ton of money on every fight. He has to be smart and selective. Okay? Why not give it to the guy he beat the first time? Mayweather he made $32 million on this fight. Madonna walked away with $5 million.
There's not much I want to do for $32 million. Right?
I'll take a piece from Mayweather for $32 million. Well, I even $5 million, sorry.
I would have gone further than that. I would have dated him if you asked me. I mean, I'm not $32 million.
You might be Mayweather's type. So.
I don't care. $32 million, I'm anybody's type. I am a great actor.
He loves having a lot of assistants around him, so he might be quick. So he'll buy you stuff, by the way. He likes to spoil his crew, so.
He knows me so well. I'm serious.
Hey. Well, let me keep on going.
All right, so besides the Mayweather fight, what's else going on in boxing?
There's not much, but the Mayweather fight, that was it.
That was it? So, I mean,
there's nothing else special coming out till next year.
What's up with the future plans with Mayweather?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mayweather's future plan, he has about 2 or 3 more fights left on his contract, okay? I believe that he's saving Manny Pacquiao for his last fight, his last career-ending fight, which would be a very smart, intelligent move on his behalf.
Yeah, but I mean, will Pacquiao even take it now? I mean,
Pacquiao will take that fight in a heartbeat just to try to whoop him. But I believe
just to get another 30. I mean, he's got to get a couple million too.
Oh, that fight would easily probably get $50 million each.
Jeez.
I mean, that would be one of the biggest fights in history. It's the most anticipated fights ever in boxing history.
So let me ask you, can you train me to get knocked out by Mayweather? Because I would love to be trained to get knocked out by Mayweather. Like, how do you get picked? I mean, that seems like a lottery ticket. Like, I mean,
if we could walk away with a couple thousand or $1 million, that'd be great, man.
I don't care.
So what else does he have to prove? He's undefeated. This is like his first rematch, right? And he beat the guy in the rematch. So what else is left to prove?
He doesn't have much to prove, but before he retires, he has to fight Manny Pacquiao. He has to fight Manny Pacquiao to have a legacy.
But they've been talking about that for years, man.
There's no running from it. If he retires without fighting Manny Pacquiao, it's going to mark him for the rest of his life.
I mean, it would be awesome, no matter what. I would love to see that. Anybody that there. Like a novice boxing fan like myself, I love boxing, but I couldn't tell you all the stats and everything about boxing. But even for the novice boxing fan, I mean, you would love to see that fight. We've been talking about it for years.
Right.
Pacquiao was talking about it. Pacquiao was making threats and blah, blah, blah. And then Mayweather was making threats. And then none of them would sign the dotted line. And it went on forever.
I just want to see the hype up because they're both such characters that I want to see all the pregame hype up.
I mean,
that'd be great.
You gotta think, they've been talking about that since Kim Kardashian's first husband. So that's been that's a lot. Like, that is a lot, dude.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's
a whole lot.
That's 3 husbands ago, bro.
That was about 3 husbands?
Yeah, 3. No, she's on 3.
Kanye's 3?
Kanye's 3.
Oh, that's right.
And then they got that kid that's just about directions. I don't know. It's just,
they can have.
What is it, Northwest?
Yeah,
Northwest?
Northwest.
Okay, the airline company, Northwest.
Well, to save boxing for 2015, if the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight would happen, that'll probably save boxing for another couple of years. Because if that fight doesn't happen, MMA is going to take it all the way.
Okay. Wow, that's big. And let me just kick that over to you.
Yeah. And how about Maidana? Is he over now, or what do you see in the future for him?
Marcus Maidana, I mean, he's still a good fighter. I mean, he can beat a lot of fighters.
He bit somebody.
He bit Mayweather.
He was just taking a page out of Tyson's book.
He's a fighter now.
Yeah, he's a fighter. Usually the fighters, get a lot more fights.
I know, they end up going broke and then doing plays on Broadway, right? That's what happened in the last boxer that
He got a lot of attention. Look at Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson didn't
Hey, I didn't want to mention names. You threw the name out there. I just said he went broke and did Broadway. That's all I said.
But you'll see Marcus Maidana again. He's a dangerous fighter. He's a brawler. Nobody wants to fight boxers like him. I was surprised that Mayweather took the rematch, but he took the rematch because he knew he was going to beat him again. So simple as that. But he's a dangerous fighter, and you'll see him again. I doubt he'll ever be a champ again, but you'll see him a lot.
All right. Well, thank you, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with our hot topics.
Woo!
You are tuned in to the Bulldogs Sports Show, brought to you by Salamander Sports Grill. Join us every Monday night from 6:30 through 8 p.m. for our live recording.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for our hot topics. But before we get into them, I just want to remind y'all that every Sunday here at Salamanders, bring your church bulletin for 10% off your bill, and every day there's a free 2-liter Pepsi with a $25 takeout order. Now that being said, let's get back to these hot topics. I'm joined by Jay Ford and Coach Black here, and our first hot topic is, do you think the New Jersey prosecutor gave Ray Rice preferential treatment?
You better ask Coach that. Someone actually knows something about football.
I know the smut on this one. I don't know about the football, but I'm all over the smut on this one. So what do you think, Coach?
Well, I mean, when you look at it, I guess as a public, as we see it, if we don't have all the facts, it's kind of hard to know whether or not they gave him special treatment because we don't always know what happened. What I've seen of it, what TMZ showed, was just inside of the elevator. So we don't know what happened before they even got into that elevator. Something had to happen to cause it. There had to be a cause and effect.
I watched
don't necessarily justify the means, but it makes more sense to what happened. I mean, I think that's the first thing we need to find out, even as prosecutors, what happened to cause this whole situation to come about.
Well, let me ask you this, because his wife didn't prosecute. You know what I'm saying? His wife didn't prosecute.
She was with him at the time. She still married him after that.
She married him after that. Does that mean that? I don't know. To me, I'm so glad I don't work for the NFL or have anything to do with the NFL in that situation.
I mean, it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy situation because you got to look at, like I said again, what happened, what caused it, and then you got to look at how do we fix it. Okay, because you can banish the guy, but now you don't make it to where he can't even support his family if he didn't keep any of his money. He's in trouble. Nobody's going to want to hire him, no matter where he goes. He's going to carry that around with him. But to his defense, still, we don't know everything that happened. something happens
But
for
that
somebody.
video is damaging. Like, always in the past, you may hear these stories, but you don't see it like you saw it. So I think that, is there anything that you could say that could have possibly happened ahead of time in that elevator to justify that? No matter what. He could have talked about his mama, she could have talked about his mama, she could have slapped him first.
There ain't nothing that justify slapping him.
She quoted, according to the Associated Press,
Drag her out.
and the video that they looked at, which was the police video, which was a cleaner copy, and it showed everything. An altercation occurred before they ever got in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where the whole thing could have started from. Something happened there that kind of pushed him, and when he got inside the elevator, he had enough, and boom, you go off. I mean, it's kind of like my grandfather told me a long time ago. You can have an old dog lay on the porch, and you can walk past him and kick him, and he may not do anything. You may walk past and kick him a second time, he may not do anything. But he gets tired of you coming by there and kicking. Next time you go by there, you may not even have to kick him. And then he turns into Cujo. So
I don't know.
We never know all the facts. They know all the
But
facts.
she still married him, and did she marry him for it? She loved him. He's never done this before.
Well, look, I don't
$32 million, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Look, I don't condone anything that happens. I don't condone anything that happened, but like they're going so hard on him. But when Michael Vick killed all them dogs and had all the dog fight and electrocuted and stuff,
Didn't he go to jail at some point?
Yeah, he went to jail for 3 months.
Okay, that's not long
He's still in
enough.
prison. 3 months. What? 3 years.
19 months? Okay.
Yeah, 3 months, something like that.
He's still playing though. He's still playing.
They were dogs.
Oh, but you still can't beat up the dogs, though. We can't beat the dogs. We
Okay,
can't
so
beat up the women or
Michael
the
Vick
dogs.
go to jail for dogs and he don't go for women.
But the
So
woman, he needs, I mean, if he can go for
but she
dogs,
didn't
then I think
prosecute.
Ray Rice could definitely go for putting his hand on his woman.
that may be the other side to it. She decides not to go forward with it. So, and that's what I've read with the New
Still pick
Jersey.
that up, but that's
And
not
that was the
happening.
problem. That they don't have the witness to
Did you hear they first made a 2-rule thing? Like the first time you had domestic violence, you were just going to be suspended, and then the second time you had domestic violence, they were going to kick you out. And then once they saw the video, they said, "Oh well, no, he's kicked out, he's gone." So I mean, like they went back on their own rules that they just put in place.
You got to look at how the NFL looks at this. And the bottom line, when it all boils down, we all know what it's about, money.
Right.
If you don't do something now, and you're women that don't come to the game and start boycotting the game, they lose money. So when it comes down to them losing money, they will do anything that they need to do, and they don't care about what moves they make. They're going to do what's in the best interest of the NFL.
Well, I hope the best for him and his family, and hope they find peace in whatever they do. Because I mean, it's such a bad, touchy subject.
It is. It's funny how people can come together to push at something like that to get the NFL to make a move, but they can't come together to make gas prices cheap.
On that note, we're going to bring up our second hot topic, which is should Adrian Peterson be prosecuted for beating his son with a switch? Do you have kids,
No.
Coach? How you feel about that?
I got 9 kids that I've
Oh,
raised.
bless your heart.
6 boys and 3 girls.
This is why you're bald. No. Oh, yeah. That's happening.
My mother raised the 4 of us, and beating with a switch, that's a common
I was gonna say, like, do they have a video of it or something?
I don't entirely know that.
I
but
mean,
it said
you gotta look
injured.
at it. There's a
Well, from what I
portion
read,
of
it
what it
said injured. So, I mean, it's one thing to spank your child. It's another thing to injure your child. There's a difference.
I put the switch on mine.
I got spanked a lot.
I know I will. I don't have to.
I have to do what I had to do to stop
You
it.
didn't get switched up.
My grandfather would actually go out to his house, and we had the little, I can't remember what kind of tree it was, but it had the little skinny
Weeping willow?
Not a weeping willow, but it was like, it would kind of
You
sound
make
like
you
that.
pick your own switch.
Yeah,
That's
pick
the
your own.
worst. You have to pick. It's like the walk.
Because when you walk back,
Oh
you're
my
crying your butt off because you don't know if you picked the right one.
You gotta get the finger switch. The
Go
skinny
get
ones
a
hurt.
switch.
And you know
My
what was
mom
even
would
worse?
send me, and I go get the smallest one I could find.
No. What was even worse is when my grandfather would be mad, and he had a shed. And he worked out in his shed all the time. And what he would do is make me sit on the stool while he worked on something, whatever he was working on, right? And I would just sit there looking at that door, just thinking if I could just run past Grandpa and get out that door, because I never knew what was going to happen. Most of the time, you were just sitting there.
It's the psychological.
It was a psychological.
psychological
Grandpa had that down, man. He didn't even have to say nothing, do nothing. He's like, we're going out to the shed. I'm not going to the shed. Oh, boy.
So at the end of the day, do you think he's supposed to be prosecuted for this? Or you think this is like a family matter, not the state's?
Look, I don't think, and for us to discuss it, I want to have enough matter.
I mean, you got to look at also, whenever you use a switch, especially if you got a light-skinned kid versus dark-skinned, I was a dark-skinned kid.
No.
So,
Are you really? That's not a tan?
So, when, you know, it's a permanent one. Okay. So whenever my mom would whip me with a switch, it didn't really show on me because I was dark skinned. But my brother was a little lighter than I was. So whenever she would whip him, and she whipped us at the same time, his would show, and it would look so much worse than what I had because of the skin color and the difference there. When I look at the pictures that they've shown so far, he beat him with a switch, and yeah, it did raise the skin, but it didn't kill him.
I mean, he said it was an accident. He thinks it's just a point that he just went too far, you know?
Well, you shouldn't whip kids when you're mad.
You can't go
that's
into
not
a
a good thing
rage.
to do.
You gotta walk
can't
away.
go too far there. But then again, like I say, when you have somebody that's light skinned that's like that, you finish it.
Oh yeah.
A little white tap across your arm and leave a big bruise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if you hit my arm, it may not do anything because it's darker. So that can come into play also. I just think when we start getting into telling people how to raise their kids, there's a difference between abuse where it actually hurts the child physically.
Which, I mean, you're allowed to physically. I've asked the police
corporate punishment.
Yeah, you can do corporal punishment. You can't leave a mark. That's what the rule is in Florida. I don't know what it is.
The government always try to tell you how to raise
about
their kids.
shot
The thing about it is, if he don't beat him there, they'll beat him in the street.
Well, I always said like shot collars are a good idea because they look. No, seriously, you got to think about it because now they have the remotes.
What's your girl's name?
Sasha.
Not allowed by the dogs anymore.
I'm just saying.
Dogs anymore.
Like I think, like if they use a shot collar on me, I would probably have been like a computer science
I don't
right
think
now.
so.
Yeah, who knows?
That is a cruel.
That is horrible.
A shot
Put him in the dog's kennel when he gets home.
No. And dog kennels. See, I think they should replace playpens for kids because they're about the same size. If you get the right dog kennel, you can put them in there, lock that door, go to the club, be out all night, come home. They only
That would be child abuse.
If you leave them a toy and a remote, that's all you
Child
need.
abuse.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
He doesn't
Look, I
have
only got
children. I want to
nephews and
clarify this.
I only have nephews and nieces. I love all my nephews, Corey, Haley, Caitlin, Kylie, everyone out there. How you doing? Sorry.
But I think they should lay off they're getting a little bit too far now.
Well, they've had so much bad press.
And that's what it is.
They're nitpicking
All the
possibly, but
negativity.
everybody should see why we cover their butts, family environment, just a little bit better because all eyes are on the
I had no idea what that meant.
I clarified it for you.
But when you look at back in the day, it was warranted. You got the whoopings, but you know what? We didn't have all the killing with kids and drug selling and disrespecting everybody that you have now. Pants wearing down almost to their knees. You didn't have that back then. Because if you did something, you got a whooping, the neighbor even could whoop you.
Yeah.
You know, when mom got home, she would whoop you too. So it was a lot different. It was safer than
They
what it
say
is now.
it takes a village to raise a child, but y'all, we could go on about this all night. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching the show, and a special thanks to the staff and the customers here at Salamander Sports Grill. Please tune in and join us next week, same time, same place.
Thanks, folks. Good night.
Have a good night.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Bulldogs Sports Show. Please come back next week to view a brand new episode.